Antonio Inoki was a really strange dude. Antonio Inoki for a very long time was one of the heads of New Japan Wrestling, one of the two big wrestling companies in Japan. He was also for a very long time their biggest star. Even that kind of undersells it, because he also served in the Japanese Diet for many years. Using his power as a politician and a pro wrestler, he arranged the first pro wrestling show in North Korea. He had one of the highest all-time attendance of a pro wrestling show at about 150,000 people. That's very easy to pull off because, those people were ordered to attend. That's not even the wildest thing he did. If you've never heard of the man, you may have heard of the man. Antonio Inoki is the guy who did this. This was the absolutely bizarre fight him and Muhammad Ali had. This match has gone down in history in the world of wrestling and combat sports in general because nobody's really sure what happened, and it was really bad. Supposedly, it was initially meant to be a kind of worked shoot, and I've never found a clear answer who was supposed to win, whether it was supposed to be Antonio Inoki or Muhammad Ali. But at some point in the negotiations, the worked part of it fell through, and they decided to do it for real. There was all these weird stipulations about who could do what. General consensus, bad time had by all. The participants walked away with some lifelong injuries. Although there's been some arguments lately, it may have been one of the first real MMA fights. I'll leave that up to the comments to decide. Like, I'm gonna get comments on this video. That should be the wildest thing he ever did, right? Right? Right. How best to explain this? I wanted to fight Idi Amin. At least according to this Deadspin article I found that I am basing this video heavily on. Yeah, he was gonna fight Idi Amin in Uganda. Now, there's a lot of words you could use to describe the former dictator of Uganda. Monster, horrible human being, the shame of mankind. But nobody talks about him being the boxing champ of Uganda. Now, was that true? I don't know. Before we get much further into this, Idi Amin is a legitimate monster who destroyed the lives of the people he ruled over in incalculable ways, and he should not be seen as a figure of fun. But yeah, Amin liked to give himself titles like that. Why one of the more famous ones he gave himself was the King of Scotland. Now, I know what you must be asking. Is this real? And that's a very good question. This is some sort of work by Inoki. It should be noted that one of the main promoters, who was supposedly in Uganda negotiating this, also had a history of organizing expeditions to hunt down the Loch Ness Monster. At this moment in time, Idi Amin had syphilis. Like a lot of syphilis. Which, now thinking about it, may give credence to this whole story. I don't know. Inoki's a really strange dude. He's done some pretty cool things. Once was able to successfully negotiate the release of 36 Japanese hostages from Iraq. He was also considered a little too comfy with North Korea. Now, I'm not an expert on Japanese-North Korean relations, but he did lose his re-election. Whenever people talk about Inoki, this is never brought up. And I feel it needs to be entered into the official record. I'm a fan, if you can't tell. Partly because every time I read about him, it's some wild story like this. In real life, he was a human being, and he had all the complications that come with that condition. Like saying weird, outlandish stuff, like he's gonna fight Idi Amin. And also, his old sparring partner, Muhammad Ali, was 100% going to be the referee. Supposedly, the only reason the fight never happened was because Idi Amin got deposed before it could. Who knows? Okay, sure.